Are you noticing more memory lapses, struggling to recall names, or worried that your mental sharpness isn't what it used to be? If you're concerned about cognitive decline, you're not alone. But here's the good news. What you eat directly affects how your brain ages, and you can start protecting your brain cells today. In the next 16 minutes, you'll discover the exact 5-ingredient smoothie recipe that supports memory function, protects your neurons, and helps keep your mind sharp. All backed by solid research from Harvard Medical School, Johns Hopkins, and UCLA. And ingredient number 3 is particularly powerful. It's scientifically proven to increase blood flow to your brain by up to 30%, delivering more oxygen and nutrients to every brain cell. But most seniors never include it in their daily diet. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll have a simple morning routine that takes less than 5 minutes, but provides your brain with protective compounds that build up over time. Evelyn, a 93-year-old former schoolteacher from Vermont, started noticing 2 years ago that she was forgetting appointments and struggling to remember her grandchildren's names during phone calls. Her doctor recommended focusing on brain-healthy nutrition rather than immediately jumping to other interventions. After adding this specific smoothie to her morning routine consistently for 6 months, her cognitive testing scores improved measurably, and she reported feeling mentally sharper than she had in years. Ingredient 1. Wild blueberries, the brain cell protector. The first ingredient in this brain-boosting smoothie is wild blueberries, and they're absolutely non-negotiable for cognitive health. These aren't just any berries. Wild blueberries contain significantly higher concentrations of brain protective compounds than their cultivated cousins, and the science backing their benefits is rock solid. What makes wild blueberries so powerful for your brain is a class of antioxidants called anthocyanins, which give the berries their deep blue color. These compounds have a unique ability that most antioxidants don't have. They can actually cross the blood-brain barrier, which is your brain's protective filtering system that keeps most substances out. Research published by Harvard Medical School in collaboration with Tufts University demonstrates that the anthocyanins from wild blueberries accumulate specifically in brain regions responsible for memory and learning, where they improve cell-to-cell communication and reduce the inflammation that damages neurons over time. The study followed seniors for several years and found that those who consumed blueberries regularly showed slower rates of cognitive decline compared to those who didn't. Additionally, research from the University of Cincinnati found that daily blueberry consumption improved memory performance in older adults within just 12 weeks. These aren't minor improvements. Participants showed measurable gains in word recall, list learning, and overall cognitive function that made real differences in their daily lives. After adding 1 cup of frozen wild blueberries to his morning smoothie routine, James, a 71-year-old retired postal worker from Ohio, noticed improved word recall within 8 weeks, particularly during conversations with his wife when he'd previously struggled to find the right words. The consequence of not getting adequate antioxidants from sources like wild blueberries is that free radicals continuously damage your brain cells through a process called oxidative stress. This damage accumulates day after day, accelerating cognitive decline and significantly increasing your risk of developing serious memory problems as you age. Your brain uses more oxygen than any other organ in your body, which means it produces more free radicals that need to be neutralized by antioxidants. Without sufficient protection, these free radicals literally corrode your neurons and the connections between them. Here's your simple solution. Add exactly 1 cup of frozen wild blueberries to your smoothie every single morning. Frozen wild blueberries are actually more potent than fresh ones because they're frozen at peak ripeness, and they're available year-round in the freezer section of any grocery store, making this incredibly easy to maintain consistently. Don't substitute regular blueberries. Wild varieties have up to twice the antioxidant capacity. Start protecting your brain cells today with this one simple addition, because the sooner you begin, the more cognitive function you preserve for the years ahead. Ingredient 2. Fresh spinach or kale, the memory strengthener. The second crucial ingredient is dark leafy greens, specifically fresh spinach or kale, and this is where many seniors miss out on critical brain protective nutrients. These greens are nutritional powerhouses containing high concentrations of vitamin K, folate, lutein, and beta-carotene, all compounds that research shows are directly linked to slower cognitive decline. While most people know leafy greens are healthy, very few understand just how powerful they are, specifically for brain function and memory preservation. The Rush Memory and Aging Project, one of the most comprehensive long-term studies on diet and cognitive health, followed over 900 seniors for an average of 5 years and made a remarkable discovery. Participants who consumed just 1 to 2 servings of leafy greens daily had the cognitive abilities and memory function of people 11 years younger than those who rarely ate greens. This wasn't a small effect. This was dramatic protection that translated to real-world differences in quality of life, independence, and mental sharpness. The researchers found that higher intakes of vitamin K, which is abundant in leafy greens, were particularly associated with better memory and thinking skills. Folate, another key nutrient in these greens, supports the production of neurotransmitters that your brain needs for memory formation and recall. Phyllis, a 68-year-old retired nurse from Idaho, was initially skeptical about adding greens to her smoothie because she thought it would taste terrible. But after trying it once with 2 cups of fresh spinach blended with the berries, she was shocked that she couldn't taste the greens at all. Now she uses spinach daily and has noticed clearer thinking during her weekly bridge games with friends. The immediate consequence of deficiency in these nutrients is that your brain literally shrinks faster. Vitamin K deficiency is associated with accelerated brain atrophy, particularly in areas crucial for memory. Folate deficiency leads to elevated homocysteine levels, which damage blood vessels in your brain and impair cognitive function. Lutein deficiency means less protection for your brain cells against oxidative damage. These deficiencies don't cause dramatic symptoms overnight. They slowly erode your cognitive reserve until memory problems become noticeable and harder to reverse. Your solution is straightforward. Blend 2 packed cups of fresh spinach or 1 cup of fresh kale into your smoothie every morning. The key word here is packed. Really press the greens down when measuring to get the full nutritional benefit. When combined with the berries and other ingredients, you genuinely won't taste the greens, but you'll be getting massive amounts of brain-protective nutrients in one glass. Don't wait for more memory problems to develop. Add this to your routine starting tomorrow morning. Ingredient 3, raw walnuts, the brain circulation booster. Here's the ingredient that dramatically improves blood flow to your brain and provides fats that are literally essential for brain structure. Raw walnuts. Your brain is approximately 60% fat, and the quality of fats you consume directly determines the health and function of every brain cell membrane. Walnuts are unique among nuts because they contain high levels of alpha-linolenic acid, a plant-based omega-3 fatty acid that your brain desperately needs but cannot produce on its own. This means you must get it from your diet, and most seniors are chronically deficient. UCLA researchers discovered that walnut consumption is directly associated with improved cognitive test scores in adults of all ages, with particularly strong benefits for seniors. The study found that people who ate walnuts regularly performed better on tests of memory, concentration, and information processing speed. Separate research, published by Harvard Medical School, demonstrates that the omega-3 fatty acids in walnuts increase cerebral blood flow by up to 30% within just a few hours of consumption. This increased blood flow means more oxygen and glucose reaching your brain cells, which translates directly to better mental clarity, faster thinking, and improved memory formation. Additionally, a study in the Journal of Nutrition found that walnuts help maintain the structure of brain cell membranes, keeping them flexible and efficient at transmitting signals between neurons. When Raymond, a 76-year-old widower from Maine who enjoys woodworking as a hobby, started adding a quarter cup of walnuts to his morning smoothie, he noticed within weeks that he could focus longer on detailed projects without experiencing the mental fatigue that had been frustrating him. The consequence of insufficient omega-3 fatty acids in your diet is that your brain cell membranes become rigid and less efficient at their job. Think of it like motor oil in a car. The wrong type makes everything work poorly. Rigid cell membranes slow down neural communication, impair the formation of new memories, and make existing memories harder to retrieve. Additionally, omega-3 deficiency increases brain inflammation, which accelerates neuron death and cognitive decline. Studies show that seniors with low omega-3 levels have smaller brain volumes and perform worse on memory tests compared to those with adequate levels. Here's your simple solution. Add exactly 1/4 cup of raw, unsalted walnuts to your blender every morning. This provides approximately 2.5 grams of alpha-linolenic acid, which is the optimal daily amount for brain health without excess calories. Make sure they're raw, not roasted or salted, because heat can damage the delicate omega-3 fats. The blender will break them down completely, so texture isn't an issue in the smoothie. Your brain cells need these essential fats today and every day. Start providing them now and give your brain the building blocks it requires for optimal function. Ingredient 4, plain Greek yogurt, the gut-brain connection. The fourth ingredient connects your gut health directly to your brain function in ways that scientists are only now beginning to fully understand. Plain, unsweetened Greek yogurt. This isn't just about getting protein, although that's important too. This is about supporting the trillions of bacteria in your digestive system that directly influence your brain chemistry, mood, and cognitive function through what's called the gut-brain axis. This connection is real, measurable, and powerful. Johns Hopkins Medicine has published extensive research confirming that the gut-brain axis operates through multiple pathways. Your gut bacteria produce neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine that affect memory and mood. They influence inflammation levels throughout your body, including your brain, and they even communicate directly with your brain through the vagus nerve. The probiotics in Greek yogurt support healthy populations of beneficial bacteria that produce these brain-supporting compounds. Additionally, Greek yogurt provides high-quality protein that helps stabilize your blood sugar levels throughout the morning. Blood sugar stability is crucial for cognitive function because your brain relies on steady glucose delivery. Spikes and crashes in blood sugar cause the mental fog, irritability, and poor concentration that many seniors experience mid-morning. Constance, a 72-year-old woman from Nevada, had been using flavored yogurt in her smoothies because she thought plain yogurt would be too sour. When she switched to plain Greek yogurt as recommended and relied on the berries for sweetness, she noticed within just 2 weeks that her mid-morning mental fog disappeared completely. The consequence of poor gut health extends far beyond digestive discomfort. An unhealthy gut microbiome leads to increased inflammation throughout your body, including in your brain, where inflammation destroys neurons and disrupts memory formation. Poor gut health also means reduced production of brain-critical neurotransmitters, leading to mood problems, difficulty concentrating, and impaired memory. Furthermore, an imbalanced gut can increase intestinal permeability, allowing inflammatory compounds into your bloodstream that eventually reach and damage your brain tissue. Your straightforward solution: use exactly 3/4 cup of plain, unsweetened Greek yogurt as your smoothie base every morning. Add it to the blender first before the other ingredients for the creamiest texture. Choose a brand with live and active cultures listed on the label. This ensures you're getting beneficial probiotics. Don't use flavored varieties because they contain added sugars that spike your blood sugar and feed harmful gut bacteria instead of helpful ones. The berries in your smoothie provide all the sweetness you need. The gut-brain connection works in both directions. Improve your gut health today, and your brain function improves immediately as a direct result. Ingredient 5, ground turmeric with black pepper, the inflammation fighter. The fifth and final ingredient fights the silent destroyer of brain cells that most seniors don't even know they have, chronic brain inflammation. Ground turmeric contains a compound called curcumin that has powerful anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties specifically beneficial for brain health. What makes this ingredient crucial is that chronic low-level inflammation in your brain is now recognized as one of the primary drivers of cognitive decline, memory loss, and increased risk of serious neurodegenerative conditions as you age. Research from UCLA's Alzheimer's Research and Prevention Institute shows that curcumin reduces the formation of beta-amyloid plaques in the brain, the same plaques found in high concentrations in Alzheimer's disease, and decreases inflammation in brain tissue when consumed regularly. The catch is that curcumin alone is poorly absorbed by your body, which is why you must combine it with black pepper. Black pepper contains piperine, a compound that increases the absorption of curcumin by 2,000%. The Mayo Clinic notes that chronic brain inflammation destroys neurons, disrupts the connections between brain cells, and interferes with the clearance of toxic proteins that accumulate in aging brains. Multiple studies have found that populations with high turmeric consumption in their diets have significantly lower rates of cognitive decline. Gerald, a 69-year-old retired firefighter from Texas, was initially hesitant about adding turmeric to his smoothie because he'd tried it in tea before and didn't like the taste. However, when he added just 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric with a pinch of black pepper to his berry smoothie, he couldn't taste it at all. And after 2 months of daily consumption, he noticed improved mental clarity and easier word recall during conversations. The immediate consequence of uncontrolled brain inflammation is progressive neuron death that you can't feel happening until significant damage has already occurred. Inflammation disrupts the neural pathways you need for memory formation and recall. It interferes with the production of new brain cells in the hippocampus, which is your brain's memory center. It accelerates the accumulation of toxic proteins between neurons. All of this happens silently, day after day, pushing you closer to noticeable memory problems and cognitive impairment that become increasingly difficult to reverse. Here's your simple solution. Add 1/4 teaspoon of ground turmeric and a tiny pinch of black pepper to your smoothie every single morning. The other ingredients in the smoothie completely mask any flavor from the turmeric, so taste isn't an issue despite what you might worry about. Make sure you include the black pepper. It's not optional, because without it, most of the curcumin passes through your system without being absorbed. This small addition provides powerful anti-inflammatory protection that accumulates in your brain tissue over time with consistent daily consumption. Fight brain inflammation starting tomorrow morning. Every day that inflammation continues unchecked causes more irreversible damage to your neurons. The complete recipe and timing. Now let me give you the exact recipe with precise measurements and explain why the timing of when you drink this matters for maximum benefit. Having all 5 ingredients is important, but knowing exactly how to combine them and when to consume the smoothie makes the difference between mediocre results and truly supporting your brain health. The National Institute on Aging emphasizes that consistency is absolutely key for nutritional interventions to affect brain health meaningfully. Sporadic consumption of brain-healthy foods doesn't provide the cumulative benefits that daily intake does. because many of these protective compounds need to build up in your brain tissue over time. Here's your complete recipe. Every single morning, combine these exact amounts in your blender. 1 cup of frozen wild blueberries, 2 packed cups of fresh spinach, 1/4 cup of raw unsalted walnuts, 3/4 cup of plain Greek yogurt, 1/4 teaspoon of ground turmeric, 1 small pinch of black pepper, and 1/2 cup of water or unsweetened almond milk. Blend on high speed for 45 to 60 seconds until completely smooth. The order matters for best results. Add the yogurt first, then the liquid, then the greens, then the frozen berries, and finally the walnuts and spices on top. This layering helps everything blend smoothly without leaving chunks. Drink your smoothie within 15 minutes of making it to get maximum nutritional benefit, as some compounds begin to degrade when exposed to light and air. Louise, a 74-year-old woman from Pennsylvania, sets out her measuring cups and ingredients on her kitchen counter the night before, which makes the morning process take less than 5 minutes from start to finish. The consequence of making this smoothie only occasionally or inconsistently is that you won't build up the protective compounds in your brain tissue at levels high enough to provide measurable cognitive benefits. These nutrients work synergistically and cumulatively. They need to be present in your system daily to exert their protective effects on your neurons, reduce inflammation, and support healthy brain function. Making the smoothie 3 times 1 week and then forgetting about it for 2 weeks means you're starting from zero each time rather than building momentum toward better brain health. Your solution is to commit to this exact recipe every single morning without exception. Treat it like brushing your teeth, non-negotiable self-care that you do daily, regardless of how you feel or how busy you are. Buy your ingredients in bulk so you never run out. Keep frozen wild blueberries stocked in your freezer. Buy spinach twice weekly so it's always fresh. And store your walnuts in the refrigerator to keep them from going rancid. Set a daily phone reminder if needed until the habit becomes automatic. Start tomorrow morning without delay. Don't lose another day when you could be actively protecting and nourishing your brain. What to expect and realistic timeline. Let me be completely honest with you about what this smoothie can and cannot do, because managing your expectations realistically is important for long-term success. This smoothie is not a miracle cure, and anyone who promises you that food can reverse severe dementia or Alzheimer's disease is misleading you. What this smoothie can do, according to solid research from Harvard Medical School and other major institutions, is provide your brain with nutrients that slow cognitive decline, improve memory function, reduce inflammation, and protect against further damage when you start early enough and remain consistent. Most clinical studies examining the cognitive effects of these specific nutrients show noticeable improvements after 8 to 12 weeks of daily consumption. Some people notice subtle changes sooner, perhaps clearer thinking or better word recall within a month, while others take longer to perceive benefits. The improvements are usually gradual rather than dramatic overnight changes. You might notice that you remember names more easily, feel mentally sharper during conversations, experience less afternoon brain fog, or find it easier to focus on tasks. Vernon, an 81-year-old former engineer from Wisconsin, didn't notice any dramatic changes in the first month. However, after 3 months of drinking this smoothie every morning without missing a day, his adult children remarked during a family dinner that he seemed noticeably sharper and more engaged in conversations than he had been in over a year. The consequence of expecting overnight miracles is disappointment that leads to quitting prematurely, which means you miss out on the real, substantial benefits that develop over weeks and months of providing your brain with consistent, optimal nutrition. Brain health is not like taking a pain reliever that works in 30 minutes. It's about gradually reducing inflammation, building up antioxidant reserves, supporting neuron structure, and protecting against ongoing damage. These are processes that happen at the cellular level and take time to manifest as noticeable improvements, in how you think and remember. Additionally, the benefits compound over time, meaning that month 6 is better than month 3, and year 1 is significantly better than month 3. Here's your realistic action plan. Commit to making and drinking this exact smoothie every single morning for at least 3 full months before you evaluate whether it's working. Keep a simple notebook where you write down once a week how you're feeling mentally. Note things like your ability to remember names, how easily you recall words during conversation, whether you're experiencing brain fog, and how sharp you feel during mentally demanding activities. These weekly notes will help you notice subtle improvements that you might otherwise miss because they happen gradually. Most people underestimate the benefits because they don't have a baseline for comparison. Your brain health is a long-term investment that pays substantial dividends, but only if you start now and maintain absolute consistency for months, not days. You now have the complete 5-ingredient smoothie recipe that genuinely supports brain health. Wild blueberries for protecting your brain cells from oxidative damage, fresh leafy greens for strengthening memory and providing critical vitamins, raw walnuts for boosting circulation and providing essential fats, plain Greek yogurt for the gut-brain connection and blood sugar stability, and turmeric with black pepper for fighting the chronic inflammation that destroys neurons. This isn't magic or hype. This is straightforward nutrition science backed by research from Harvard Medical School, Johns Hopkins, UCLA, and the National Institute on Aging. Every single morning that you drink this smoothie, you're actively protecting your brain cells, reducing harmful inflammation, and providing your neurons with the specific compounds they need to function optimally and maintain the cognitive abilities you want to preserve. Drop a comment below telling me which of these 5 ingredients surprised you most or which benefit you're most excited about. I read every single comment and love hearing from you. Hit that like button right now if you're committing to trying this smoothie consistently for the next 30 days. And make sure you subscribe so you don't miss more evidence-based health strategies designed specifically for us seniors. Here's what I really need you to do. Share this video immediately with another senior who's concerned about their memory or mental sharpness. You could be giving them practical hope and a simple daily action that genuinely supports their brain health when they need it most. Your mind matters tremendously, and protecting it is worth 5 minutes every single morning.